As you allow the eyes to comfortably close, I'll explain a little about what to expect as you enter into trance. You already have all the knowledge you need to understand how to enter a trance. You have experience of entering a trance many times each day. I'm sure you can recall times you have been wandering along and discovered your mind begins to wander to thoughts, ideas, and dreams, or the experience of waiting in line as you start to daydream. Now, as you sit there, beginning to drift into a comfortable hypnotic state, you can hear the sound of my voice and have an awareness of different thoughts and ideas that come to mind. And while you listen to the sound of my voice, I'm going to talk to you. And just like in everyday situations, like when you were in school, listening in class, and you will have occasionally drifted off into daydream, and later realized you don't know if you remember the whole lesson. Many people that go into a trance remember some of the things and forget others, and you can remember what is important to consciously remember, whilst at the same time forget what is unimportant to recall after this session. So there is no need to try to go into a trance. It can develop all by itself, and you can develop that trance in your own unique way, based on your own lifetime full of experiences of entering trance states easily. From all those times you have discovered yourself to have been daydreaming, though through those times you became deeply absorbed in what you were doing. So now with your eyes closed, you can enjoy moments quiet while your subconscious prepares to enter a resourceful trance state that is just right for the work we are doing here today. That's it. Now, as people enter trance, they often begin to notice how the breathing changes. For some people, the breathing speeds up a little before it settles on a relaxed rhythm. For others, it just begins to comfortably relax. And while the breathing helps to deepen and maintain the trance, many people become intrigued to discover how much more youthful they look as their facial muscles smooth out. This smoothing and relaxing of the muscles in the face and throughout the body, and the continued feeling of comfort that people feel when you come out of trance later, are some of the side effects entering a hypnotic trance in this way. So while you prepare to enter this trance, I wonder what other positive side effects you will receive. And while you continue into this state, your mind will wander at times. And whatever happens, my voice can go with you. Now, what I'd like you to do is spend a few moments right now just making any physical and psychological adjustments that you may need to make so that you can comfortably and easily enjoy this trance-like process, undisturbed for the next 20 minutes or so. As you go through this process, I'd like to ask you to imagine certain things to focus your attention on, certain elements of experience, and I may even ask you to just shift your physiology, your body, every now and again. So, if you can make any adjustments that have to be made so that this can be made possible, that would be fantastic. So from whatever you are right now, I'd like you just to take full power of your attention, and I'd like you to focus it on an imaginary spot or an object right in front of you. This can be directly in front of you, or it can be slightly above eye level, but could even be a spot slightly below eye level. A spot or an object imagined in the mind's eye. Whatever it is that you choose right now, you can just take every single part of your focus, your own attention, and start to focus on that spot. Becoming aware of what you see as you hear the sound of my voice as it guides you throughout this process. While you do so, you can also pay attention to your breathing and any physical sensations that you feel right now about going into this eyes closed process to make some shifts, to make some changes in the way that you feel, in the way that you think, and the way that you behave on a day-to-day basis. Because sometimes in life, we become stuck, and we need to gain new perspective on current situations. It's a wonderful experience to step out of our own being, out of our own mindset, and into that of someone who has dramatically different perspective on life. And this is one of the human gifts that we have this tremendous ability to be able to imagine the world through the eyes of someone else. And in doing so, we can make new connections, create new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of believing, new ways of feeling, and believing within our world. So, as you just continue to focus your attention right now on that spot, whenever you feel it's appropriate for you to do so, you can close your eyes if you have not already. Because I know that right now your breathing will have shifted. It will have changed from what it was a few moments ago. And that's testament to the power of your conscious and unconscious resources. So as you just allow yourself to direct your attention to the inner worlds, allowing the outer world to just fade away into the distance, I'd like to suggest that you don't have to hear every single word that I say throughout this process. You may find that your mind wanders off. That's absolutely fine. And if you find yourself doing this, then you can just return your attention back to the sound of my voice and the things that I say. And really use the power of your imagination to go through the instructions that I teach. And when you do, you can make powerful new connections that can have such a dramatic, powerful, and useful shift in your day-to-day experience. You can start to make all kinds of different changes. So, wherever you are right now, what I'd like you to do is imagine that you can see a movie screen of some sort, so that you can imagine that you are inside a movie if you like. You can imagine that you are in a cinema or a movie theater, or you can simply imagine a screen in front of you. And if you don't see things in crystal clarity, then that's absolutely okay. You can just do the very best you can. just imagine the things that I ask you to imagine. And if you find that sound works more powerfully for you, that it's easier to hear certain things, then that's absolutely okay. And if you find that feelings are much easier for you to represent on the inside than visuals, then again, that's absolutely okay. Just do the very best you can. So what I'd like you to imagine inside your mind's eye, with the power of your imagination, is someone who is you, but has a very different mindset to you. Your higher self, the one who teaches you contentment easily. Someone who has a mindset that you would like to gain insight into. It could be your higher self, who is supremely confident. It could be your higher self that just knows how to communicate, how to love openly and easily. It could be your higher self who has self-belief. Someone who is motivated is someone who has a healthy and balanced mindset. It could be something quite different. Just a higher state of being that you feel within your life that has some kind of mindset you wish to explore. A way of being in the world that you feel would be useful to add to your ongoing personality and ongoing experience of the world and the way that you do the things that you do. So, right now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just start to play through this movie in any way that you can find possible, to start to sit back and watch and listen. And get a sense of how this mentor, this model of excellence, does what they do, how they operate in the world in their own unique way. So you can just step right back now and just enjoy exploring. Enjoy exploring this person you know or know of who has this wonderful way of feeling, of thinking, and being in the world that you would like to learn from. And I'd like you to pay particular attention to the way that they move. To pay particular attention to the way they speak. Perhaps there's something about their facial expression. Perhaps there's something about the speed or intonation of their voice. Perhaps they just move in such a way that makes you realize how they do what they do. That signifies, that symbolizes this mindset. This different way of being. Perhaps it's the way that they breathe. Perhaps it's the way that they interact with other people. Just do whatever you can inside your imagination and just allow it to flow. Allow it just to come into your mind in a way where you don't necessarily have to force it. You just put enough effort into it. Just keep the process going, but simply just allow it. It's just a flow. You pay attention and you just watch and explore from a place of genuine curiosity and fascination about this individual, this person who can do things, can behave, can be in the world in such a wonderful way. Because what I'd like you to do in a moment, but not quite yet, I'm going to ask you just to take a step out of your seats in the movie theater, or just take a step wherever you are inside of your mind and walk up to this individual, to this person who's behaving and being in this unique, different way. And I'm going to ask you to walk up, to step into their shoes, and really start to see through their eyes and hear through their ears and feel what it feels like to be them. And I'd like to encourage you to fully and completely immerse yourself in the process of becoming this person temporarily, so that you can learn new things about behaving, thinking, feeling, and being in the world that can stay with you and develop in the coming days, weeks, months, and years to come. So you can go ahead and do that now. Wherever you are inside of your mind, just step up and walk up to this model of excellence, this person who you can see is behaving and thinking and feeling and being in this wonderfully unique and powerful way. And then, whenever you're ready, in any way that you can find possible, I'd like you to just step into their shoes. That's right. Really step into their shoes and start to see the world through their eyes, hear the world through their ears, and really start to feel what it feels like through their body. Feel their sensations, breathing in the way that they breathe, using the facial expressions they use, moving in the way that they move, thinking their thoughts, feeling their feelings, operating from their mindset as if it's just a natural way of being for you. It's completely natural for you to do so because it's part of your DNA. This is a higher state that already exists within you. That's right. It's part of your makeup. And from this place, you can just explore. That's right. Very good. Just exploring. From this perspective. Breathing in the ways that you breathe differently. Paying attention to the difference. Now that's the key thing, is just to pay attention to the differences that you are now experiencing. How does the world look? What do you think about specific situations? And what do you think about general things in life? How is your outlook on your own personality? Your own potential? From this perspective, how does it shift? Move and change, develop in many different ways. Always being aware that all kinds of shifts and changes and learnings and insights happen at both the unconscious level and the conscious level. So as you just continue to learn right now, you can start to build a psychological and physiological map of what it is like being this person. Right now, you can even make a shift in your physiology. So if you're sitting in a chair or standing up or whatever it is that you're doing, I'd like you just to start to make some kind of shift in your body that symbolizes the fact that you're temporarily being this person. How you sit differently. You may even decide to stand up if you are not standing up already. How will you breathe differently now? What will you do with your face? I'd like you to actually physically do it so that you can even more fully immerse yourself into this role, into this model, identifying with all the things that you would like to identify with. And of course, leaving the rest behind, because there will always be certain things you are ready for and certain things you are not ready for yet. That is absolutely fine. You can just trust your unconscious to choose the things that you are ready to model, things that you are ready to learn right now, and leave the rest behind for another time. So, as you make these powerful shifts in psychology, mindsets, and physiology, I'd like you just to next, in a moment, but once again, not quite yet, I'm going to ask you to take a step outside of this person, your higher self, and go all the way back into you, the you that is sitting over there waiting for you. Only when you do, you can take all the things with you, all these insights, these learnings, these new ways of experiencing the world that are already yours in a higher place. New shifts of experience, both physically and psychologically, such that at certain points in the future, you can simply allow any shifts and changes, developments, just to naturally and easily find themselves integrating into your everyday life. Shifts that are already yours in a higher plane. Such that at some future point, you can look back and be pleasantly surprised by how far you have come, by how far you have developed and improved in a variety of different ways. So you can go ahead and do that now. You can take a step back out of this mentor, this model of excellence, and start to make your way back over to the you that is over there, bringing with you all these insights, all these learnings, all these new ways of thinking, of being, behaving, believing, and acting in the world. Such that when you step back into you right now, you can find all of these insights suddenly and instantly coalescing and integrating into every fiber of your being, every muscle, every cell of your body, both psychologically and physically. And you can take a few deep breaths in right now. And these few deep breaths can signify the changes that you are experiencing right now. And of course, the changes that you're not even aware yet that are happening at a pre-conscious level. The ones that will pleasantly surprise you at some future stage. So, as you just allow these things to coalesce, just to integrate in their own unique fashion. Once again, I would like to invite you to either continue, just to allow your mind to explore as the music finishes, as my voice stops to speak. Or you can simply allow my voice, my instructions, just to guide you back to the normal waking consciousness, so that you can eventually open your eyes with a renewed sense of optimism for the days, weeks, months, and changes ahead. So, wherever you are, in whatever you choose to do, you can start to find yourself reorienting back to the room, hearing once again fully and completely the sound of my voice and any background noises that are around you, the feelings, the sensations that you feel inside your body, your hands. you can start to feel that your eyelids can start to open. And then, whenever you feel it is appropriate and right to do so, if you have chosen at this point to finish this process, then you can come all the way back to the room and then open your eyes. Welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed this process, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.